Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back at the crafting bunker in the 21st hole. I took the time to level up my crafting a little bit, and it's looking pretty good actually. We're not even halfway through Moria and we're almost done with the Supreme tier. In any case, with that out of the way, what we can do in a moment is going to Salamalek to fight some orcs for the epic, because I truly don't see any more quests for us to get inside the 21st hole other than the instances, but a little too soon for that if you ask me. We're gonna decline Upnandigans for the moment. This is for modes, this is for missions. Those are the instances. Most of them at least. I don't know why this guy doesn't have the quest for us yet. And that's basically it. So yeah, let us go and fight those orcs. Just need to fight 12 of them, so that we can go back to Brogur. So let us see what is a good place to fight some of these guys. I mean, it's not on the map, but these guys should give us credit for it. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Doesn't show anything on the map, but we are obviously in the right place. We have discovered the Great Hall of Durin, and this Great Hall of Durin is majestic, as many other places in Moria too. Yeah, let us take the time to fight these guys. Okay, so I know here in the Great Hall of Durin there are some quests, but I'm not sure if we meet the requirements to unlock those quests. Because otherwise we're just here killing orcs. But yeah, I'm kind of lost in here. I mean, this is obviously for some kind of quest too, but yeah, I'm feeling kind of lost. Okay, so that Sage's Locker is on a lower level. I'm kind of lost. Oh, Jesus, that was close. But there is Let us drop in here. This is an orc encampment where you can find plenty of orcs. There's that roof. And I am absolutely certain there are quests in here in this area, so I don't know what I'm missing exactly. But I don't have any of this unlocked so far. The only thing I can think about might be one of two reasons. One, the epic might get you access to some of these quests. Two, there are prerequisites in other areas that we have not yet finished. I'm thinking some of those side quests that we took in Tharâk Bazân. There are some quest lines that we have not yet finished. So that might be what's going on, but I'm not sure. In any case, these three guys in here should give us all the orcs that we need. We can at least go back to Brogur and see if we are more lucky unlocking more quests from him. But yeah, this is weird. Or I don't know, do I need to go to the waterworks first to unlock the side quests in the 21st hole? I mean, at some point the epic is gonna send us all over Moria, but I'm so lost. Oh, here's Brogur, so let us see.
You've done well.
Thank you again for your service. I don't like that there are so many orcs in Moria, but I am particularly troubled by the presence of those of the White Hand. Either they followed us somehow, or they were here first. Neither of these possibilities bodes well for my folk. Now let's take the shield.
You should help my dwarves unearth the buried Chamber of Records.
The White Hand will have to wait, Beriathan, because Wárr has sent me word that he wants your help. You remember Wárr, don't you? He supervised the opening of the Holding Gate and has a very high opinion of you, as do we all, of course. His team of workers have been excavating the Chamber of Mazarbul, the Chamber of Records located just north of the 21st hole and on the right. Walk there and speak with Wárr about the task he has for you. We will discuss the White Hand problem upon your return. So I'm thinking, well, this is where the epic sends you to the Chamber of Mazarbul. So, who knows, maybe that will unlock some quests in there too, because if you remember, we went to that chamber before, and there was no mention of other quests in there, but I also know there are some in this room. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Because this here is Falgair's riddles, but we are not there yet, it seems, for some reason.
Something collapsed the roof of this chamber. I know not what.
There you are, Beriathan. I have some work for you, if you don't mind getting your hands dirty. This place was called the Chamber of Mazarbul because it once stored important records of its day. At some point during the long years that Moria stood empty, the ceiling seems to have collapsed. As you can see, the whole room has been filled with rubble and debris. We're trying to search through the debris for anything of interest we can find. Help my dwarves with this task and bring me anything noteworthy. Alright, so you find a book. And we need to bring that book to Brogur. So now, forgive me about my memory of this part of the book is not at all clear, but I seem to remember that Gandalf took the Book of Mazarbul with him, or well, not with him because he fell in Moria, but didn't he give the Book of Mazarbul to Gimli or Aragorn so that they could bring it to one of the dwarves? I'm not sure, to be honest with you, and I might need to check the book after I finish this episode. I mean, we also need to find what happened in the Chamber of Mazarbul, of course, to Balin's expedition, and this is the only way of doing so. So even if Gandalf took the book or anyone else from the company, this is something that I might let sleep for the game's sake. And it's not such a big deal, I suppose.
I cannot bear to read this book.
Brogur takes the book from you and flips gingerly through some of the brittle pages. His breath catches as comprehension appears to dawn on him. This is the Book of Mazarbul, and it seems to contain a record of Balin's settlement. It is grim reading, Beriathan. If you would be so good as to bring it to my cousin Bósi, he will want to see it. He has always had more of a stomach than I for records such as this. I do not want to read of their horrific end. It is enough for me to know that they are dead. Bósi is still in the Chamber of the Crossroads in Durin's Way, north of the Great Delving. And for that we can take a goat. So yeah, it seems this first stop in the 21st hole was a short experience, because I believe after talking to Bósi, he will actually send us to the waterworks, and from the waterworks, after the waterworks, we will come back here to the 21st hole. That's what I seem to remember.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
And maybe that's when the other quests in the 21st hole unlock. I don't know, at this point I'm just guessing, because I have no memory of how the flow in Moria continues after this. And don't you see? Okay, there are more quests in here, that's good.
This looks to be grim reading.
What had you...
I will do so from the beginning.
What have you brought me, my friend? Bósi leaps through the book, and a look of deep sadness settles upon his features as he comes to understand what the brittle pages are saying. This is a record of Balin's expedition and tells of their unhappy end. At least we now know what befell our king in Moria. Black pit indeed. Or so it seems in my grief. I will read it from the beginning, but in the meantime I would have your help with another matter so that I may devote my attention to this.
The dwarves of my expedition are getting restless.
One of my dwarves, a miner by the name of Sweina, has taken it upon himself to attack the goblins of the Silvertine Lodes. He has the strength of limb to match his headstrong nature, but there are too many goblins in that place for even him to conquer alone. Wait! Do not leave for Gamil Felix just yet, for that is not where my dwarf has gone. Sweina believes the goblins have a home in the waterworks, and I heard him vow to follow the mining tracks that run through the Silvertine Lodes down to the flooded deeps themselves. Look for the southernmost tracks on your map. You will find Sweina searching there for goblins. I will continue to read from the Book of Mazarbul, Beriathan, but you must journey to the southernmost reach of the Silvertine Lodes to dissuade Sweina from his foolhardy mission. I do not doubt that he will slay many goblins, but he will not know when to retreat. You must find him and rescue him from his own folly. So you might remember Sweina, we came across him on one of our previous episodes in the Silvertine Lodes, and I did wonder what was the deal with him. Now we know. But before we go there, so this is for Naladum and Lumulnar. But we don't need to go to either of those locations yet.
These halls will be great once more.
So there is not a swift travel to the Dolben View or the Silvertine Lodes from in here, but we can go back to the 21st hole, and from there we can cut part of the road at least,
The shadow
because
of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
we have a swift travel to the Dolben View, so that's a little bit better. and from there we can easily make our way to the Silvertine Lodes. Alright, so where was the exit again? Here, this south exit. Yeah, it seems I'm right on my assumption here. We will first do the waterworks. The waterworks will send us back to the 21st hole after we do all that we need to do there, and that's when we will get more side quests in the 21st hole at least. That's what I believe. I hope I'm right. No point in lingering over there anymore, as we are already making our way to the waterworks. Let us talk to Sweina and let's see what else he wants us to do, basically. So, making our way once again through the Silvertine Lodes. So you might remember as well that I always get lost in here. It doesn't matter how many times I come to Beriathan, but I have never been able to make my way around the place. For sure, I just fight my way through. Basically, I just brute force it in a way. And I guess that's what I'm doing today as well, because I don't remember exactly what is the path that will take you south to the waterworks. Or at least the fastest way. Because this one that I'm taking, I guess it works. We'll get there eventually. But I'm not sure if there was a faster way for us to get there. I don't know, I guess in my mind, Beriathan is just a small location that you visit once or twice. But as you have seen, that's not the case. You come in here many times. It's not a big deal, as you can make your way either through the left or the right, but I always feel lost anytime I come here anyway. In any case, here is Sweina, right next to the entrance to the waterworks. Let us talk to him.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Bósi wants me to return to the Chamber of the Crossroads. I cannot do that now, Beriathan. There are goblins next to you. Come, fight by my side. Thank you, my friend. Return to Lord Bósi and tell him that these goblins have long memories. Oh, really? Oh, God, this is a moment in which I really wish I was already level 56. So I could master back to the 21st. Oh my God. But alas, that's not the case in here. You could technically we've traveled to Bori or to Rivendell, and from there travel back to the 21st hole and the Chamber of the Crossroads, but that would totally break the immersion. I mean, seeing the sunlight now will totally break the immersion in here. But no, I'd much rather make my way back the long way. And the long way means going back to the Dolphin View. And from the Dolphin View, taking a couple swift travels. That's a good middle ground, I believe. It's not making the way back to the Chamber of the Crossroads all by yourself, all on foot. It has some swift travel involved, but is swift travel within Moria. That's what I am aiming for. Right, and I almost forgot about something. You might have already noticed that the icons in here on the right side of my toolbar are different. And you can actually customize them. And I had seen some people do that before, but I had never found a way of doing so myself. But it's actually quite simple. It's just that the game never tells you about it. But it's actually right in there. So you actually click here in this arrow, customize toolbar slots, and you are taken to the UI settings window. And in here you can, it's the first set of options really. So from here you can change it, both the left side and right side icons to your liking. So I had already opened that panel many times before, every time I turned out overhead quest icons, but I never paid attention to those options. I just saw this little arrow in here and I wonder, well, what does this thing do? And that's when I actually took the time to read what this does and found out what it does. And that's something that I wanted to do for a long time, especially getting access to the mailbox, the reputation, and the housing items much faster instead of going to the character panel and opening them. The bags, well, now I only have access to the back one in here, but you can still open all of them with the I key, so that's okay. And I might even merge all my bags onto back one. At this point, there is no difference, I believe. I had initially intended to have each bag separate so that I could save different items on each bag. So, for example, in here that I have all the XP and Slayer Deed boosts on one single bag. But that's the only one because all the other bags are just a mix or whatever falls in there.
Will be great once more.
So yeah, at some point I might just merge all the bags onto bag one, and that will make things a little bit easier. But in any case, I highly recommend you, yeah, changing this to your liking. The reputation and the mailbox especially are
Will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
are really useful. Maybe having here the plugin manager so that you don't have to enter the command on the chat every time you wanna manage your plugins, legendary items, but you can change this for anything basically. You can put in here your mounts, the mounted combat panel, the epic battles panel, anything really. But yeah, customize this. It's really good, really useful.
Thank you for saving Sweina from the goblins and from himself.
You found Sweina. I am glad, for he is strong of arm and valiant. We will have need of him for many days to come. I hope he does not get himself into trouble before then. I have read more of the Book of Mazarbul.
I am worried that the account in the Book of Mazarbul might happen again.
It is worse than I expected, Beriathan. Balin's final lot was grim. I have not yet read all, but there is much here we should take as a warning. They were greatly outnumbered, but seemed not to know this until it was too late. Return to the Chamber of Leadership of the 21st Hall in Zelen-Melek and tell my cousin Brogur to be more cautious. I am worried that if we do not take lessons from Balin's expedition, We may be doomed to this fate. Perhaps I am overreacting. Indeed, I hope that this is the case. Regardless, bring my warning to Brogur as quickly as you may.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
I think that is actually mentioned in the appendices of Lord of the Rings. And we will get also a chance of witnessing that much more later in the game. But yeah, this expedition does not end well at all. But that's all I will say on the matter for now. Let us not get ahead of ourselves. So let us go back to Brogur instead. Bring him Bosi's warnings. Oh, there are a lot of players today on the 21st hole. And a lot of players on level too. That's nice.
Bósi is worried for nothing. This time will be different.
My cousin has always worried too much. Balin came to a bad end, yes, but this time it will be different. Look at all the victories we have already had, and in so short a time. We will be fine, Beriathan. Do not heed Bosi's groundless worrying. He always does this. Moria has cost us so much already. Surely the worst is behind us.
My nephew has come up with a daring plan. You should ask him about it.
He conceived a diversionary strike against a certain hole in the deeps to draw the orcs of the White Hand from their camp. This way, a second group could enter the camp and defeat its leader. It will be dangerous for both groups, but it is a good plan. Imagine it. With one axe blow, we will cut off the head of the White Hand presence in Moria. Bosi's fears will be assuaged in the face of such a victory. Will you help my nephew Bori with the preparations for this strike? He grieves still for Broin and feels that he must earn honor doubly, for himself and for my slain son. If this strike is successful, he will have done so.
We need weapons and armor that can be repaired or melted down.
Even if my plan goes smoothly, both groups of dwarves will be in danger. Orcs of the White Hand are deadly and there is sure to be fighting. We're low on equipment though, and certainly lack the armor and weapons my two teams will require. If you can find dented armor, broken blades and cracked shields on orcs throughout Zelemelek, the Redcorn Lodes, and within their camps, this equipment might be repaired. If they are too damaged, we could melt them down and use them to make new weapons and armor. In either case, I will be able to equip my teams with the weapons and armor victory will require.
My plan requires as many courageous dwarves as will volunteer.
I will need the help of the bravest dwarves of this company if my plan is to succeed, Beriathan. One group will make a feint against the guarded junction on the eastern road, and I will lead the other against Stagsnak, the encampment of the White Hand. Speak with the dwarves in the 21st hole and recruit as many as you can for my mission. Bring to their minds visions of honor and of valor, for there will be both in great supply. Once the White Hand is driven from Moria, we will have peace beneath the mountains.
I need to know the lay of Stagsnak if my plan is to succeed.
One team of dwarves will lead a diversionary strike on an outpost on the eastern road in order to draw the main body of the White Hand orcs out of their camp, Stagsnak. At that time, a second group will steadily enter Stagsnak and defeat the White Hand leader. I need information about these locations, Beriathan. Examine the strength of the force along the eastern road and become familiar with the layout of Stagsnak. I want you to collect barrels of black powder from within Stagsnak and return them to me. We must deprive them of this dangerous weapon where we can. Investigate these locations and return to me with any information you discover. My father is always telling me that information is among a dwarf's mightiest weapons. How we wield that information you bring back will determine the success of my plan. Alright, so thankfully Bori there pronounced correctly the name of that goblin camp so that I could learn how to do it. Because did you see all the different times he said Stagsnak on that quest? It's almost like it's teasing you. Alright, so the dwarves in the 21st hole.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
I have a great deal of respect for Bori, of course, but I have enough work to do without casting stones at a nest of hornets. This plan is ill-conceived, and unless Lords Bósi or Brogur order it themselves, I will have no part of it. I know, Garelief, that's not what I was expecting either.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Do not question my valor, Warden, but I will not follow young Bori to my death. Lord Brogur has already lost his son on this endeavor. Unless someone wiser than Bori leads the assault on Stagsnack, I fear that Lord Bósi will lose his as well. I should have gotten to Kindred with Thor in his hold before coming to Moria so that I could get the proper gold. Anyway.
Azog's folk have not yet fully repaid for the crimes against us.
I will gladly volunteer for young Bori's mission. The sooner the White Hand is cast from Moria, the safer we will all be. Let none call stealing coward. Alright.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
What is this plan of Boris? A diversionary strike? I am old-fashioned, and I do not appreciate such tactics. Enemies should be challenged head-on. Even if this were more to my liking, I have too many tasks on my plate and not enough time in which to complete them all. It is a shame that I cannot fight alongside the young master.
Durin's folk will defy Durin's bane!
I already have tasks to do, Beriathan. I am sorry that I cannot help Bori with this mission, but I respect him for this undertaking. Well, but this is not looking good. Willie, you are our last hope. What do you say?
I will help Bori with his errand. Great honor will be ours.
I will follow my Lord Boss's son into battle, and gladly. The White Hand's time in Moria will soon be at an end. So, 2 out of 6. So that's 33% of the dwarves, basically. So yeah, this is not looking well. Now, we need to go to Nutmelek. It seems so. Alright, so... yeah, that's where we'll need to go. So we can actually exit through the north, and that way we will come to the encampment of Jazârgund. So I think we can actually do the quests in Jazârgund. And the other place, what's the other place called again? And Tharâk Bazân, before continuing the epic. We already have some quests to go and turn in Tharâk Bazân. So yeah, let us do all that. Alright, I think there was something here, or it's just at the end, yeah. Just at the end. Yeah, look at that ray of light falling from the ceiling, like it is Eastern Durin's Way, Jazârgund. Alright. We have discovered Jazârgund, and take a look at this. It is truly a marvelous sight. So let us unlock the Stable Master.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Alright, we have a lot of things to discover in Eastern Durin's Way. What do we have here?
We can only hope that Durin's bane sleeps deeply.
I have heard reports of White Hand orcs all over the Great Delving, but did not believe any had pressed the zip. I have seen them taking hold of the halls to the west, and I fear what their purpose might be. I suspected their plan would be to enlist some of the goblin tribes to supplement their forces, but now I fear something more sinister. The ones I am particularly concerned with are the White Hand Taskmasters. They seem to carry considerable influence among the orcs of Khazad-dûm. I would ask you to defeat as many of them as you can. Perhaps it will dishearten the others.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
Thank goodness you're here, Beriathan. We are pressed to the limit. The orcs here are being led by a vicious group of White Hand orcs, whose knowledge and abilities have pressed us into a fight we cannot win with our current garrison. I sent word several days ago for help, but I am afraid they will not know the safest spot to our camp. Here is a flint and some twigs. Light the cauldrons along the road to the east. When you have finished, return here to me.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
The White Hand orcs here had one purpose: to take command of the orcs and goblins of Khazad-dûm and turn them against the forces of Mordor. Why they were ordered to do that, I do not know, but their intentions are clear to me now. Now it is time to tip the balance, before they have a chance to overwhelm us. I want to force them against each other. There is a powerful White Hand orc leader, Sahel, one who has united many of the goblin tribes between here and the gate, who now stands over Durin's Way, claiming it as his own. The time for his fall has come, and for Mordor to be given the responsibility for his demise. My scouts report that Sahel reigns in Fehemdûm. Find him, defeat him, and place this banner of Mordor upon his throne. Fehemdûm? Right, all that is to the east. Okay, and this one?
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
I just narrowly escaped from the orcs to the east. They had me captive for an entire week, but I kept my eyes open and saw many useful things. It is time for you to make what I saw work to our benefit, Beriathan. The camps are built within our ancient halls, but the orcs have been careless. There are several columns that with a little work look like they would fail and bring the entire cavern crashing down upon the orcs. The decaying columns are east of here in the orc camps of Fehemdûm and Khazad-dûm. All you should need to do to bring the cavern down upon the orcs is pick away at the stone, then run.
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
If only the bard had not left. One night he just seemed to lose his senses, started yelling into the darkness, and went screaming from camp, throwing his music everywhere. I think the future would look much brighter, even down here, if we could just sing the songs of old once more. Perhaps if you could find the bard's music, we could use it to bolster the spirits of the dwarves here at Jazârgund, a light in the shadows, so to speak. The sheets of music will likely be spread throughout the orc camps at Fehemdûm and Khazad-dûm. It would be a dangerous venture. Are you prepared for such a challenge? Alright, that I am. But I thought I would get a chance of doing some of these quests in the towards the west. So yeah, I think skipping Tharâk Bazân was not the best path. Let us go there now. Tharâk Bazân. Okay, you have discovered Salaf Nurjundul. And we're really close to Tharâk Bazân. So I remember the first time I saw these gardens. My jaw dropped to the floor basically, because this is the final thing you expect to find in Moria. You have discovered Tharâk Bazân and you have completed Western Durin's Way. And with that, we have leveled up loyalty to rank 27. 5 LOTRO points, 30 marks. Very well. Loyalty is capped. Let us switch now to wit. 5 LOTRO points. Okay, let us make our way to Tharâk Bazân. So yeah, this is the last thing you expect to find in Moria, but the way in which this is justified, I think it's really clever, and it ties with the mirror quest lines that we've been doing so far. So basically, there is a complex system of mirrors throughout Moria that reflect the light and are responsible for the growth of the vegetation in here, and this is how the dwarves sustain themselves, or at least this is how they did when Moria was at its peak. So this is something that was never hinted at in the books, but is such an amazing detail and fits so well in the lore. In my opinion, this is LOTRO's world building at its best, really.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Alright, we have a swift travel to the 21st hole, that's great. So let us continue here then.
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
It is good to see you, Beriathan. I am glad to hear that the goblins have paid for what transpired at Glocoru. When I think back to that day, I can still feel the heat of the fire all around me. Well, your deeds have given me hope. Perhaps one day I will build a new outpost at Glocoru, and I will make it known that it was only possible thanks to your bravery. We have also completed quests of Durin's Way, and we have leveled up Wit as well to rank 27. This is awesome. So let us switch now to Valor. Yeah.
Hear me out, friend, for I have a tale of glory to tell.
The beauty of the gardens never ceases to amaze me. Many of the crystals that grow naturally here in Tharâk Bazân are used throughout Khazad-dûm as a source of light. In some locations, the Mervile have been destroying the crystals we have placed in order to extinguish any visible light. Many of our corridors and halls have become darker than the blackest night. We must collect more crystals to replace the ones that have been destroyed. Search Tharâk Bazân for naturally formed crystals, and I will make sure that they are put to good use.
These halls will be great once more.
So, you want to learn more about the cursed creatures known as Merville? Well, I am afraid I cannot say that I've learned much as of yet. The Merville have remained mostly unseen as we explore Tharâk Bazân, but I know of someone who may know where to look. Arnott has studied the maps and gathered knowledge of the many dark corners of Khazad-dûm. Obtain from him the knowledge of where the Merville may reside in number.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
When I was merely a lad, my grandfather taught me about a certain plant that had nourishing properties. He called this plant mudroot, as it only grew near the edges of fresh water. By boiling the roots of this plant, he could extract the oils within and create a brew that was hard enough to rouse a sleeping dragon. Well, that is what he claimed. I doubt he ever saw a dragon. Nevertheless, the brew was strong and could be put to use in helping our sick and wounded recover more quickly. I have not seen such a plant in some time, but I am hopeful that it may be growing here in Tharâk Bazân, as there are many pools and streams of fresh water to be found. If you come across any healthy roots growing near the water, please return them to me so that I may examine them.
If we are to find Mithril in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
Beriathan, I fear there is trouble brewing. Arnfinn left several days ago, heading east towards Jazârgund. He said he was going out to search the nearby chambers to learn anything he might about Mazok and the orcs. He has yet to return, and I fear for his safety. Would you look for him? He was last seen heading towards some of the orc-infested areas to the east. I fear something may have happened to him, and that could lead to the orcs back here.
Mazog's folk have not yet fully repaid for their crimes against us.
Greetings, traveler. What brings you to Tharâk Bazân? Merville, you say? Why yes, not long ago I read a report on those creatures that came from Jazârgund to the east. They indicate a huge cavern at the eastern end of Durin's Way, crawling with Mervile and Merville. Let us be thankful that we have not yet seen them in force, but be wary should we head east to the Great Pit, where they are known to dwell. Alright, so let us start doing the quests in here in Tharâk Bazân. You may have noticed one of these quests mentioned Mazok, which is one of the main antagonists in Book 2, but we have not met him yet, and we still don't know of his existence, so I think... But it's funny, because this is a level 53 quest, and when you meet Mazok you are like level 56, level 56 quest I believe, So I think this is also because of the Moria revamp. Because the quest flow was changed in many areas, including this one. Well, when you're looking at a game this big, it's really difficult to have all these little details under control. Because some players might come in here after completing the epic with Mazak, and others, such as myself right now, might have not. And there is no way to anticipate what every single player is going to do, unless you make the quest flow extremely linear, as some of the later areas did. But some players didn't like that either, so yeah, in reality, there's no way of keeping everyone happy. It's just a small little detail anyway. So I don't want you to think that I'm complaining in any way, because not, I'm just putting a fact in here. Here we have a new mirror for this quest line. Let us see. The mirror in Tharâk Bazân has been rendered useless once more. It seems that the creatures there insist on moving it out of position. Alright, so... basically all we're doing here in Tharâk Bazân is picking up crystals and roots, it seems. But I seem to remember there was more to do here than just that. Oh jeez! Oh jeez! Oh, we didn't get an injury. All right, that's better. Let us see where else we can find the missing plants, missing roots. We need. Here's one. Second one, but we're still missing one. Alright, where is it? Okay, up top. Where do we climb? What now? Alright, and before I go back to the camp in Tharâk Bazân, I want to take a quick look at the dwarves in Zerach-Zegil. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing any quests in there recently unlocked or something. So it's not that far, so I'm gonna make that journey there really quick and then make the way back to the dwarves. But yeah, after the revamp, it seems I need to relearn how to make my way around Moria optimally, so that I can be doing the side quests and the epic quests at the same time. Let's just check on the dwarves. No quests from them. Do you have a right to...
Day of the
No.
dwarves is coming.
You don't. What a shame. Okay. It was really quick. As you see, it's really not far from where we were. And now we can safely make our way back to Tharâk Bazân and finish the quests in there. Afterwards, yeah, maybe going to Jazârgund. There are a few quests that we can turn in Jazârgund, and it's on our way to the next objective in the epic. So let me try and take a picture with that statue on the background, because I really like it. I really like this, how this looks. Here. Alright, now let us continue. Alright. And there are not that many enemies in here. Maybe that's something that they changed as well. Reducing the enemy density in here. Alright, devastating hit. That's awesome. Now back to the dwarves.
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
You have brought me quite an assortment of crystals. Great work. We will use them to bring some of the warmth and beauty of these gardens into the dark corners where no other light can pierce.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
These are exactly what I had hoped for, Beriathan. Yes, these are the mad roots I remember from my youth. I had all but given up hope that I would see them again. You are well deserving of my praise. I will wait for you to take your leave before beginning the boiling process. The smell is quite horrible, and it often attracts the deep claws. I wish you luck on your travels. Alright, so it seems that's basically it for Tharâk Bazân. It's really a small area, not that much to do in here. On the contrary, there are some quests to turn back in Jazârgund, and once again, it's not that far. But it's really nice that they added this camping here halfway through Tharâk Bazân and Jazârgund. Now I can't think before going there. We can actually find Arnfin somewhere in here. Mastering Hall. Oh god. Oh! Yeah. Not as much. Okay, let us talk to him.
The day of the dwarves is coming.
Thank you for your help, friend. I was doing all I could to give us an advantage against the orcs when I was set upon. The orcs kept me trapped back here, taunting me with tales of Azog and the days of old, when the orcs slew the dwarves in sources. I shudder to recall those days. Please go back to Tharâk Bazân and let Book know that I am unharmed, but will not yet be returning. The information we need may be found out here somewhere. Alright. Okay, so one last trip to Tharâk Bazân, it seems. Let us do that. Yeah, this quest presumes that you already know who Azog is and his relation to Azog. Let us go back to the dwarves in Tharâk Bazân really quick. Ah, jeez.
These halls will be great once more.
The Warrenfin is safe. That lightens my heart, Beriathan. He is a brave adventurer like you, but I worried he had taken an arrow in the back. I do not approve of him staying out there, but that decision is his to make. He is a reasonable dwarf.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
When I was young, my father told me tales of the early days of Khazad-dûm. All of these stories ended abruptly, however, and no matter how many times I would ask, he would never tell me what happened next. I know now that the dark days were not spoken of. I fear by not talking about these defeats, about not even attempting to learn from them, we are dishonoring our forebears. I know Khazad-dûm keeps within it the tales of those lost battles. I sense that wise old Arnott may know where to look for record of these tales, but I dare not ask him myself. Perhaps you could ask him, simply feign ignorance on the matter if he becomes angered.
Durin's folk will defy Durin's bane.
Alright, so Arnott is gonna send us back for more records. I think we don't have time for that, so let's call it a wrap on today's episode. Thank you once again for watching Citadel Guard Adventures, and I hope I will see you on the next one. In the meantime, my friends, stay safe, take care, and good luck to you all. Bye bye, see you later.